Ernest Hemingway.
Yes. Ernest.
Had polydactyls. When Ernest Hemingway died, one of the provisions of his will was that his polydactyls be cared for at his estate. His estate was since turned into a museum, and so there were 40 to 50 of these little polydactyls running around all over this estate, and the neighbors decided that they were actually an animal exhibition because people would come to the museum to pay to see Ernest Hemingway's, where he wrote in his desk and all that stuff. And so they decided to take legal action by going to the United States Department of Agriculture to file a complaint with them to try to get the polydactyls taken care of through federal channels. And so I ask you, and I think I'll start with you, Denise, case or no case, and the first question, do you know what a polydactyl is?
Well, I know it's not a platypus. I was just really having a hard time trying to spell it, to be quite honest.
Polydactyl. Y-L. So, you know what a polydactyl is?
No.
Todd, do you know what a polydactyl is?
Well, yeah, I don't know what a dactyl is, but I would imagine that a polydactyl means several of them.
Todd has kitty.
A polydactyl is a cat with 6 toes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, I do know what that is.
So now there's the hint. And it is a genetic trait. So if one cat has it, there's a 50-50 chance. By the way, polydactyls are normally on the front paws of cats. In very rare occasions, they will be on the back toes, but almost at 90% of the time, they're on the front toes only. So Hemingway is alleged to have had a whole group of 6-toed cats or cats carrying the 6-toed genes. And people said, well, these animals are performing animals because people come to Hemingway's house. So case or no case?
Oh, my gosh.
And remember, federal court, United States Department of Agriculture.
That's what I couldn't remember. What
USDA.
You said, Department of
United States Department of Agriculture.
Yeah. These aren't easy.
No, this is a very hard case or in a case. Hey, remember, you guys can call in
She's
at
stalling.
855 Law Radio.
She's stalling.
Come on.
But we will go ahead and put that on. And now I'm getting the sign that Denise is ready for her answer. So we have stretched the
Very
time. And Denise,
done.
what is your answer to this case or no case?
Well, I do believe that the United States Department of Agriculture has jurisdiction over performing animals, and they have to make sure that they do. But we all know that you can't make cats do anything.
Right.
So you can't make them perform or anything. So I'm going to say no case.
Oh. Okay, well, that was a good group of conclusions, Denise. Very well done.
I took longer filling than we actually heard the answer.
Well, and she thought about it longer than her answer, but that's all right.
So refresh my recollection here, Cal.
Sure,
So just because in all of my hijinks, I've kind of forgotten what the question is. So we've got the polydactyls, right? And somebody is trying to save them on Hemingway's estate.
Yeah, Hemingway specified in his will that they should stay there.
Okay.
And they did.
And they did.
Pretty much, except they started wandering the neighborhood. And
then who's coming in? Somebody's coming in to try to get and they're trying to get rid of them?
Neighbors are saying these are performing animals. Department of Agriculture, get rid of these cats.
Okay. Well, I am going to say that this is a case, but I'm going to say that the neighbors lose. Because as long as Hemingway paid for them with the estate and all that, I don't think that the neighbors have standing to come in and take away the property as long as they're cared for and taken care of. Cats will roam. That happens, and I believe that's been recognized in the past. So I'm going to say it is a case, and the neighbors who have sought to involve the Department of Agriculture in federal court lose.
Huh. Fascinating. So Denise says Cal just made it up out of kitty fur.
Yes.
Right. And Mr. Cunin says, yeah, it's a case, and the Hemingway estate prevails.
Yes.
Is that what I'm...
That is what I'm going to say.
All right, I want to make that clear. Yes, so the very quick setup, Ernest Hemingway had a bunch of cats with 6 toes when he had stayed in Florida. Of course, he came to a rather unglamorous end in Idaho with a shotgun, but that's a whole separate story. We're not here to talk about that. But Snow White was the kitty cat's name, a kitty cat that he got from a sailor, and 6-toed cats were considered to be good luck, considered to be better mousers, and I think they even called them, I'm not sure, like mitt cat or some kind of special name they had for them. Anyway, so some neighbors took them to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, claiming they were performing cats. And Denise said the whole thing is fake. Is that, I mean, have that correct?
Well, it could be true facts, but there's no case.
Okay, and Todd says true facts, true case, and the neighbors win?
Lose.
The neighbors lose. The Hemingway estate prevails. And okay. I wasn't specific. I mean, maybe the Department of Agriculture says, go pound sand. We're not going to. Just the Hemingway estate prevails.
Okay, so now those of you who say it was a case, that would be Todd.
Oh, brother.
Okay, that would be this. That would be congratulations. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
It was in fact a case. Now, for those of you who say that the Hemingway estate prevailed and that the cats remain at that place to this day, that would also be Todd, right?
Yes.
Oh, Todd got 2.
Interestingly enough, the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Right. But they did order the Hemingway estate to put up a fence, a cat-proof fence around the estate so the cats wouldn't get out and wander. So they did that. They kind of feral-proofed the cats and have to keep the population between 40 and 50.
Oh, good.
So they did that. And therefore, the answer to case or no case is yes, it is a case. And yes, because the cats still remain, I'm going to give Todd the points. The Hemingway estate prevailed.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Right, there's a chance.
So what's our point total at now?